Chocobo GP is a colourful kart racer set in the Final Fantasy universe. But before we get into the full review, it is important to note there are two versions available to choose from: the free Chocobo GP Lite and the full-price Chocobo GP. Lite lets you play through the opening chapter of the story mode, the 64-player online tournament-style Chocobo GP mode, and local multiplayer. However, on the Lite version, you can't set up your own lobby and have to join one made by someone else who has access to the full version. It's a bit confusing to break down, but think of the Lite version as the try before you buy option.
A test drive, if you will. A pun definitely intended. We played the full version of Chocobo GP, and it's pretty stocked with content that can be played both online and offline. Keep in mind that you will need a Nintendo Online subscription if you want to get in on those online races. But let's start with the story mode, which is pretty much a long tutorial.
We would also like to help.
It's told through 9 chapters with a bunch of races mushed between fully voice-acted cutscenes.
Look, it's Zero X. I didn't think we'd be seeing you again.
Which were cute the first 2 or 3 chapters, but after that I was merrily skipping my way through them to just get to the action.
Couldn't Irma easily resolve our problem by giving up driving?
I don't care about your personal dramas. Hit the tracks or hit the road, which is also the tracks.
You weren't missing much, don't worry. Although there were a few funny lines here and there.
We know. I can be trash like you in my sleep.
The majority of the story is just about creating problems that can only be solved by racing each other. But it does do a good job of getting you used to some of the tracks on offer, how each of the characters' special abilities work, and introduces you to Magicites, GP's version of on-track items that allow you to cast spells to disrupt opponents or give yourself a leg up in a tight spot. And some of these are pretty cool. Like one that turns you into Bahamut the dragon, automatically guiding you along the track and making you immune to damage while it's active.
My personal favorite was the Portal-esque swap Magicite. This creates a blue and a red portal to launch you forward or send you backwards, respectively. And I liked that they stay open just long enough to catch other players in the trap. Except for when that other player was mean. Then it was cheating, and cheating is bad.
Oh, that was something that annoyed me to no end. And when you get hit, your character just sits there looking stunned for way too long. It sounds like such a petty thing to get irritated by, but when you're getting taken out by hit after hit after hit, you just want to get back up and into the action, not sit there waiting for your racer to unscramble their brains. Oh, so frustrating. And it was these little things that ate away at my enjoyment and kept bringing me back to one thought: I could be playing Mario Kart right now. Which is unfortunate because you can tell Chocobo GP is trying to have its own identity. But it's hard to be a cutesy kart racer on the Nintendo Switch and not be compared to Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 has more or less set the bar, and in that comparison, Chocobo GP does not come off well. The tracks, though colourful, feel dull and don't have an enjoyable flow to them. Likewise, though their abilities are cool enough, the vehicles don't feel good to drive for anything more than just short bursts. I just wasn't having any fun, Jam.
Oh, I'm 100% with you. And I think the key to enjoying this, if you're determined to, is to keep your sessions short and sweet before those cracks start tripping you up.
Before we wrap up, we should talk about the dreaded microtransactions that are in Chocobo GP, which are pretty wild considering this is a full-priced game.
There are 4 different kinds of in-game currency, but the one we're going to focus on is Mithril, which you can get using real-world money or in short bursts as login bonuses. You can use Mithril to pay for cosmetic items like new skins and backgrounds, but more importantly, you also need it to access the Season Pass or Prize Pass. This gives you more rewards for competing in races and, at level 60, the chance to unlock a new character, but only if you grind for them. So you don't even get them by paying, you're just unlocking the possibility of getting them.
The bit that gets me is that it feels like it preys on the love that Final Fantasy fans have for the series. Of course, it is entirely optional, but it feels super icky, especially in a full-price game.
Yeah, it leaves a super bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it? And honestly, Chocobo GP's gameplay is not good enough to distract from that. The drama of the story mode is enjoyable enough.
I can't believe it! They're completely ignoring me!
And I like the variety of Magicites. But the lackluster tracks and the aggravating amount of time spent recovering from taking damage left me walking away from GP with more frustration than anything else. So it's going to be 1.5 out of 5 rubber chickens from me.
If you're a huge Final Fantasy fan, you might get a kick out of seeing some familiar faces, but that's about where its charm begins and ends. I can't say I recommend this. So I'm giving Chocobo GP 1 out of 5 rubber chickens.
It's enough to make a girl cry.